On July 10th, 1989, the microphones fell silent, but the world spoke. From Bugs to Daffy, the man of 1,000 voices took his final bow. From coast to coast and beyond, here's how the world remembered and honored Mel Blanc.
Almost everyone has heard his voice. His career spanned more than half a century, and he delighted generations of moviegoers. Mel Blanc, the man who gave his voice to cartoon characters such as Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck.
In a career spanning half a century, he entranced generations as the voice of a host of cartoon characters.
And for half a century, he entertained kids and adults, too, with some of the best-known characters in American comic history.
What's up, Doc? And that's all, folks. Lines made famous by Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc, whose voice gave sound and spirit to characters in some 850 cartoons, died today of heart disease.
Yesterday, Blanc died of heart disease. He was 81.
Died today in Los Angeles at the age of 81. Gary Shepard reports.
For more than 50 years, Mel Blanc was the voice of Warner Brothers cartoons. Virtually every character, from Bugs Bunny to Porky Pig, from Sylvester the Cat to Tweety Pie, it was all Mel Blanc.
What's up, Doc? No mouse is gonna make a monkey out of me. I thought I saw a pussy cat.
Mel Blanc once estimated he did close to 1,000 voices during his long career, but it wasn't just cartoon characters. In the 1930s, he began appearing on radio with comedian Jack Benny, doing an assortment of voices. He was even the sound of Benny's famous Maxwell automobile. Then, when Benny moved to television, so did Mel Blanc.
You couldn't afford to buy this house. You didn't get my bill yet.
But it was in the movies, as the voice of so many famous cartoon characters, that Blanc will be most fondly remembered.
What's Harold Flynn got that I haven't?
Once I create a voice, he explained, I never forget it. During a public appearance last year, he said Bugs Bunny was his favorite voice, but another came in a close second.
I think Porky Pig is one of my favorites.
For years to come, cartoon watchers will still be entertained by this incredibly versatile man.
Dennis Michael remembers the man of 1,000 voices.
Okay, Wabbit. Now I got you. What's up, Doc?
I'm hunting wabbits. It's wabbit season.
The voice of Bugs Bunny and of Daffy Duck were invented by Mel Blanc. Blanc, a successful radio comedian, was hired by Warner Brothers animation producer Leon Schlesinger in 1937 after Blanc demonstrated an uncanny ability to put a voice to a character. One of his earliest assignments was a timid pig named Porky.
Hello, Mr. Schlesinger. Hello, Leon.
If a pig could talk, he'd talk with a grunt, you know. Oink, 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 oink. That's the way Porky talked, with a grunt.
But Blanc's best-known character was a certain smart aleck rabbit with a flair for survival that was introduced in the late 30s.
The board showed he was a tough little stinker, you know. And I said to Mr. Schlesinger, I said, why don't you name him after the guy who drew the first picture of him? His name was Bugs Hardaway. Why don't you call him Bugs Bunny?
Let's run through that again. Okay. Would you like to shoot me now or wait till you get home? Shoot him now. Shoot him now. You keep out of this. He doesn't have to shoot you now. Ha! That's it. Hold it right there. Pronoun trouble.
People would like to be like him. Most men would like to do what he does and get away with it.
And Blanc admitted the same thing could be said about himself.
People ask me, what would you like to be when you grow up, you know? I say, what else can I be? I'm just a voice specialist. I create voices, and that's my whole life. So what else could I do? How much higher could I get?
Mel Blanc's death after a long illness doesn't leave the Warner Brothers stable of characters forever speechless. Blanc has spent many years training his son Noel to perform them.
I know you used to when you were a little kid when we were driving. I say, it sure is a straight road, isn't it? And you say, yep, Papa, it sure is a straight, and no curves. So he would throw the last line too, and I knew that he would be able to do it.
That's my boy!
Blanc continued to work with Warner Brothers, speaking for the characters he helped create until well into the 80s, earning the deep affection of fans and colleagues of several generations. Mel Blanc was 81.
Bill Lagatuda says he will be sorely missed by children of all ages.
Every kid in America and his parents and many of their parents grew up hearing Mel Blanc's voice.
What's up, Dad?
He was Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck.
Who is responsible for this?
And Mel Blanc, who in real life looked a lot like a cartoon character, was Porky Pig and Sylvester and Tweety Bird and Yosemite Sam and many more. They all came to his birthday party last year.
His voice hasn't really changed in the last 40, 45 years.
Shoot him now! Shoot him now! You keep out of this. He doesn't have to shoot you now. He just so have to shoot me now. So shoot me now!
Bugs is going to keep going forever. If he doesn't, his pictures will.
You want to send me back to the city? The city. I can see it all now. It's high towers, cold, cruel.
I think Porky Pig is one of my favorites.
I'm not one that has to keep talking. Some fellas just have to keep their mouths flapping, but not me. I was brought up right. My pa used to tell me shut up, and I'd shut up. I wouldn't say nothing. One time darn near starved to death. Wouldn't tell him I was hungry.
In the 30s and 40s, Mel Blanc was Jack Benny's Sputtering Maxwell on radio, and that led to cartoons.
And then I wrote,
Oh, I thought a putty tat. I did tell you, putty tat. You pretty far, putty tat. Suffering succotash.
did I get your lens wet? I just did these voices to let you know who the heck I am.
But that was only in 999 voices. Shucks, I know I've got another one. Well, I'll think of it. I better hurry. I just got 10 minutes to catch my plane.
Porky was the first one in 1937. Then Bugs came out in 1938.
Well, not a bad pair of stems for a rabbit.
Yeah. What's up, Doc?
According to an old joke, there are really only 4 or 5 actors in Hollywood. Everybody else is Mel Blanc.
Yosemite Sam was only 2 feet tall. They said he must be noticeable on the screen. So I gave him a real noticeable voice.
Now you dod-blasted, ornery, no-account, long-eared varmint.
Hey!
Foghorn Lake, I say, pay attention, gal. Foghorn Leghorn's a big rooster.
Watch it fizz.
Tweety's a little baby bird. I had to give him a baby voice.
Ooh, I thought I saw a putty tat. I did. I saw a putty tat.
Sylvester's a big sloppy cat. I had to give him a floppy voice. Did I get you wet? Sorry.
Suffering succotash.
Blanc was the one-man cast in thousands of cartoons, and on radio played 5 parts at a time. And on TV was about the only one who could make Jack Benny lose it.
Are you going to New York?
See.
Are you taking flight 18?
See.
What's your name?
Sorry.
Sashi.
This storyboard shows me every little motion that he's going to make in the cartoon. Like here, for example, this Daffy he's exhausted. He's looking for water. Water, water, oh, silence, water. I can't stand this horrible burning thirst.
He'd come to Hollywood as a musician, violin and tuba, but wangled a job in the 30s with pioneer cartoonist Leon Schlesinger.
And they were going to call him the Happy Hare. And we're going to have him say, hey, what's cooking? So I said, Leon, why don't you name him after the man who drew the first picture of him? His name was Bugs Hardaway. Why don't you call him Bugs Bunny? And then instead of that corny expression, hey, what's cooking, use a modern expression. Is, hey, yeah, what's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc? There's a wabbit down there.
In the 70s, after a bad car crash and a bout with emphysema, Blanc started his own College of Cartoon Knowledge, teaching other aspiring voices. But his health returned, and he headed back to the Warner Brothers Cartoon Factory, where just last year they threw him a big 80th birthday party.
What's up, Doc? Jeez, what a grouch.
It's really a pleasure doing it, especially when you know that you can make them laugh for an hour and a half. This is a great accomplishment to me. It makes me feel very good.
The voices all came from one voice, Mel Blanc's. He was Bugs Bunny and Porky Pig and Daffy Duck.
I can't stand this horrible burning face.
And so many more. He did mostly cartoon voices, but he appeared as himself, too, with Jack Benny here.
What's your name?
Sorry. Sorry.
Mel Blanc had been suffering from emphysema and heart problems for some time. They called him the man of 1,000 voices. Tonight, all those voices are silent.
The career went on for about 50 years, and they figure he did somewhere in the neighborhood of 850 cartoons.
Amazing. And even though he's gone, he's still making us laugh tonight just watching the rerun.
Yeah, so his voice really hasn't been stilled. His voices haven't been stilled.
Yeah, that's true.
Now passing the legacy down to his son. After a near-fatal accident, he's proved that's not all, folks. Mel Blanc, private person.
And he turned to my wife and son who were in the room at the time, and he said, he's going to be all right. Because he thinks he's dead, but his characters are still alive.
Can you believe that it's been more than a half a century since Mel Blanc created these cartoon characters that we love so much? It's incredible to think that the likes of Bugs Bunny, Tweety Pie, Porky Pig, and the 490-something other voices have been the creations of one man. Well, when I spoke to this man of 1,000 voices, I simply had to find out what these very public characters really thought of themselves. First, Sylvester, public person.
Well, Sylvester is always chasing after that bird. When he gets that bird, he's going to swallow him whole. That's what he's going to do.
What would Sylvester say as a private person?
Well, let's see now. I'm a sort of a likable, no, I'm a lovable old character. But I want to catch that bird. When I do, I'm going to swallow him whole, that's all.
The only motivation for Sylvester. What about Tweety?
Well, Tweety is a nice little bird. And he likes Sylvester, but Sylvester's always after him. He wants to eat him up. But I think he's a pretty good guy.
What about Tweety, private person?
I would like that cat. He's a very nice cat. And his name is Sylvester. And he's always chasing after me, but I know he won't catch me because the cartoonists won't let him. If they do, that'll be the end of Tweety and Sylvester.
No more cartoons.
That's it.
They're not dumb. Young Mel developed his vocal skills as a kid growing up in Portland, Oregon, where he entertained his classmates by the hour. Radio audiences were the next to enjoy his unique characterizations, but when he arrived in Hollywood in the early 1930s, the movie studios turned a deaf ear.
Well, I went to this guy who's in the head of the voice department. And I said to him, I would like to audition for you and have you hear what I can do. And he said to me, I'm sorry, we have all the voices we need. Well, as I say, I was as stubborn as he was, and I went back in a couple of weeks. And I said, won't you please listen to me? He says, sorry, we have all the voices we need. This went on for over a year. And he kept giving me the same story, we have all the voices we need. Finally, the guy died. It's okay, I laughed too.
And you went back and he wasn't there.
I went back to the next man in charge, and his name was Treg Brown. So I told him I had tried to give this other guy an audition. He says, the other guy doesn't even know what voice to use. And he's gone now, you work with me. So I did, and he's the one that really gave me my start.
And what was that start?
He said, I got a cartoon coming up with a drunken bull. Do you think you can do the voice of a drunken bull? I never say no to anything. I said, yeah, I think I can. He says, what would he sound like? So I thought for a minute, and I said, geez, this is my first assignment, I better do it right. So I said, I hear it would sound like it was a little loaded, and it was looking for the sour mash. So I did the job, and then I think Leon Schlesinger was handling the voice part or the cartoon entirely, and he called me in. He said, "Can you do a pig?" And he said, "We got a guy doing a pig now. We can never stop. He keeps going." He says, "Can you do a pig and stop when you want to?" I said, "Sure." He said, "Well, how would he talk?" I said, "Well, he would talk like he would talk like a. Do you want more?" And he said, "Great." So that's when I started doing Porky Pig.
Oh my gosh! And he's been with you how many years, Porky?
Since 1937.
Oh my word!
Bugs came in 1938. So when they showed me this crazy little rabbit, and they said, "We're going to call him the Happy Hare." And he's still going to say, "Hey, what's cooking?" Says, "Yeah." I said, "Why don't you use the guy that drew the first picture of him? Wasn't a voice man, but he was a good artist, and he drew a first picture of him. And instead of the name you wanted to give him, like Happy Rabbit or something like that, why don't you name him after this man whose first name was Bugs Hardaway?" I said, "Hey, that's a good idea." And instead of that, "Hey, what's cooking?" why don't you have him say, "Hey, what's up, Doc?" which was modern then. And
that was kind of a modern slang thing.
Yeah, those are great ideas. So they used both of them.
When I say Bugs Bunny to you, does suddenly a part of your face or a part of your throat start to...
Not a bit, Doc.
It doesn't tingle or something? Like,
No,
you know that
no.
Bugs talks from his nose?
Once you create a voice, you never forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Once in a while, I'll get mixed up with Yosemite Sam and with Foghorn Leghorn. I say, pay attention, girl. Foghorn Leghorn's the one that talks like that there, you know.
Uh-huh.
And Yosemite Sam's the one that talks like that. I'm talking almost the same as Yosemite Sam is talking almost the same as Foghorn Leghorn. Only I have a little rasp in it.
Did they ever take your physical changes that you do in your face to add to the character?
No. The only time they took it is when I did an interview. They'd ask me, how do you get into that kind of a face? I say, it's very easy. See, nothing to it.
Mel Blanc has been a household name since I can remember. But you know, for the next generation, it will be Noel Blanc carrying on the family tradition.
I tried and I tried.
There'll be some long faces in Looney Tunesville tonight, and more than the routine ruckus. Mel Who is dead? Few will know the name, even fewer the face. But the voices, who could ever forget?
Yosemite Sam was only 2 feet tall. They said he must be noticeable on the screen. So I gave him a real noticeable voice.
Now, you dog-blasted, ornery, no-account, long-eared varmint!
Sylvester's a big sloppy cat. I had to give him a floppy voice. Did I get you wet? Sorry.
Suffering succotash.
His career reaches back more than 50 years.
I love that man.
To the very birth of enduring Tinseltown scallywags like Daffy Duck and Elmer Fudd. And Bugs Bunny.
And don't think it hasn't been a little slice of heaven, because it hasn't.
That wascally whiskered terrorist of the Carrot Patch.
Is there a doctor in the house?
I'm a doctor.
What's up, Doc?
For generation after generation, Mel Blanc's remarkable voice has breathed relentless mischief into bush and barnyard, where even today, Foghorn is still trying to outfox Henry Hawk.
Hey, I'm a horse myself.
It took a combination of lung and heart disease to silence the great voice today. Even so, only the seriously solemn would believe we've heard the last of Mel Blanc.
That pesky of my wife forever and ever.
Well, now, I wouldn't say that.
John Collis, National 9 News.
That's all, folks.